Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome, we're here on CM42 TV. Just wanted to check in, do a wee channel update right now for the 8th of September. 8th of September? Yeah. September the 8th, 2020. Just a wee check in as there has been no real activity over the past week here on the channel. I like to try and do things as often as I can. If it can be daily, it's daily. If not, maybe every day or two. But yeah. Just a busy wee weekend just there. Just thought I'd get back to it today. I'm going to sit down and film some videos right after this. But I just thought for today, why not just do a wee update, just shooting the breeze, you know, here for this channel update. So how is everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing good. In terms of me on the channel and stuff, as I say, I'll get back to business, back to my routine. The podcast still going well. Of course, the Wrestling Connection, my wrestling podcast, which is still, you know, going strong still every single Sunday. New episodes posted on all your major podcasting networks like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Anchor and Pocket Casts and things like that. Anywhere you use or listen to podcasts, you should be able to find me and Glenn talking about wrestling. You'll see some clips here and there posted out here on CM42 TV, and even I've been posting some full episodes just in case there's any YouTube podcast listeners out there. I like to do that on here as well, and I like to post the full episodes on the YouTube channel for the Wrestling Connection, which is where I want to predominantly keep my wrestling videos from now on. Every so often I'll post a wee sort of wrestling predictions video or something like that on this channel, and I mentioned this in the last one. I don't know what it was. I must have just been talking about Payback, not even Payback, SummerSlam. I think it was maybe my SummerSlam predictions. That seems like lifetimes ago now. On there, I kind of said I want to kind of move the wrestling stuff over to the Wrestling Connection YouTube channel. So check the description box for that. Subscribe to that if you're a wrestling fan. If you watch me for my wrestling videos wearing my wrestling merchandise, you can see me doing all that as on the other channel, which is just for the Wrestling Connection. Now what I started doing on there as well, I started to be like a sort of mini Dave Meltzer. And I started putting together like a match rating system sort of thing on there for the recent pay-per-views. It started at Backlash, I think was the first one I did. I think I did Slammiversary as well, and then I've done Double or Nothing, I did Extreme Rules, I did All Out this past weekend, Payback, SummerSlam, so they're all on there. Like we sort of like minute and a half reviews of the pay-per-views, and it's not me sitting down talking about the pay-per-views, it's like each individual match, match by match, and what I would give out of 5 stars or whatever. And then at the end of the year, I'll do my usual top 30 or whatever matches of the whole year. And that'll be on that channel too. But of course, I'll still sit down and do some sort of wrestling reactions and that sort of thing, and wrestling predictions and reviews and stuff like this on that channel as well. So if you see one popped up here on CM42 TV, that'll be for a special occasion. And I'll probably just be telling you to go and subscribe over there. So if you're a wrestling fan and you like my wrestling themed videos, go check that out. Speaking of wrestling, picked this up this week from Asda, Wrestle Talk magazine. Now, listen. I went through a phase where I go through phases in terms of magazines. Like I like to buy them a lot. I went through a phase about this time last year where I was buying old ones. I was buying classic wrestling magazines. I bought like Pro Wrestling Illustrated from like the late 90s. It was random, but it was really cool. When I was really younger, I liked to collect certain covers depending on who was on the cover. I did like a Jeff Hardy thing, and the biggest one was CM Punk. I have a whole folder. I think I still have it. I must still have it. I'm not throwing it out or anything. It's a whole folder, and on the front of the folder just says CM Punk magazines. And you flick through them, and every single magazine in there could be Power Slam, WWE magazine, FSM, whatever. Just ones with CM Punk on the cover. It was such a cool idea that I had, and it was one of the ones I was like, oh, you're a genius. So I had that upstairs, and now I'm thinking, okay, if I'm going to do that again, I want to have someone that would always, you know, be on covers frequently. And I decided to go with The Undertaker, because of course he's such a prominent figure and stuff. And then I started buying like old WWF magazines from like the early 90s with Taker on the cover. And I was in Asda and I saw that the Asda one who carried Wrestle Talk magazine, which I've never bought before. Never purchased a Wrestle Talk magazine. And I just saw the logo. It was just kind of like sticking out a thing like that. And I was like, oh, it's Wrestle Talk magazine. So I picked it up and it was a picture of the fucking Undertaker on the cover, and it says, "Thank you, Taker." I was like, if that's not one for the collection, I don't know what is. I did buy this though. Did I show this? I don't think I did. I bought this at Loch Lomond recently. Pro Wrestling Illustrated with Big Drew in the cover. This has turned into a wrestling magazine update. That's fine. This isn't for the collection or anything, the Undertaker collection, but this has Drew McIntyre, my man, Big Drew, on the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated with the WWE title. This will sort of synonymise his WWE title reign in this magazine. Pro Wrestling Illustrated is probably the biggest wrestling magazine out there, really, isn't it? Like, or it has been for the longest time. And this covered WrestleMania, you know, and also, as I talk about being an Undertaker fan, it covered the Boneyard match, which could potentially be Undertaker's last match. So I thought it was a good one to have. If it was ever a collector's purpose, if there was ever a collector's item for a magazine these days, there's one for me. Drew is the champion, and it says August 20, obviously been for August 2020, but it's just what happens that August 20th is my birthday, so I thought that was funny. So I got them, Pro Wrestling Illustrated with Drew on the cover and Wrestle Talk magazine with Undertaker on the cover. And speaking of magazines, I have subscribed the annual subscription for Inside the Ropes magazine, which is going to get delivered on the 17th of September, and I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, that'll be another nice wee sort of every month get a magazine in the post, just like I used to get Power Slam in every month, so it's going to be a lot of fun with that. Other things from me, I was a special guest on a YouTube channel that you may have heard of called RazorwireReviews, one of my favourite YouTube channels, one of my best friends that I've made here on YouTube over the years. And yes, one of my longest friends, talked to him for about 10 years now. We met in 2011, so we're coming up on 10 years anyway. And yeah, finally, we've been talking about it for so long, and finally we did a video together. We collabed in some form of fashion. I've done little sort of cameos and stuff on his channel before. I kind of popped up in one of the marathons, or maybe two of the marathons. I did a video on his channel for Asian Cinema Season 2, which I believe is this time last year. May have been a bit later, may have been like October, November time, November I think, of 2019. And I just talked about watching Seven Samurai for the first time ever. That was like a whole video to myself on his channel, which was really cool. And I've always, you know, talking about him and stuff like that. He's always been brought up here when I talk about movies and Blu-rays and that sort of thing. So it was really cool to kind of, you know, finally collab with him, you know, and get to kind of talk about movies and my life in movies. We did a sort of new thing he's going to have on his channel called Can Films Save My Life? And he's going to have guests on, and he's going to be asking those guests 15 movie-related questions about their life, and if, you know, if these questions could relax you and make you feel, you know, comfort, then it would, you know, potentially save your life if you're in a dire situation. So it was a really cool concept, really fun, really entertaining. And I was the first guest. I was lucky to be the first guest on his channel for that series. So he invited me on, and we talked for just over an hour about my life in movies and my life with movies anyway, my favourite ones when I was a kid and what I go to now, and favourite genres and sort of scenarios that you'd be stuck in to watch movies. So it was really cool. It was a lot of fun just sitting down and not having to worry about time and not having to worry about lighting and stuff like that, because we did it during the day. So it was really cool, and we did it on Zoom, and I was always very sceptical with Zoom because it's such a new thing and everyone's kind of doing it, and you see some ones that are really good and you see ones that are really bad, and I was just assuming mine was going to be really bad, but it actually looks quite good. I did it on this new laptop I got for my birthday. Camera's really good. I hooked up the microphone that I use for the podcast, so the audio's good, and it looks really good. You know, it's got a really cool background on it and stuff, so it's easy to watch. So please give that a watch over on the RazorwireReviews YouTube channel from the comments and that sort of thing. It looks like it went down quite well, so stay tuned on his channel for more installments of that series. But if you want to watch me and him talk in real time, I was the first guest, so check out episode 1 of that to see me and my answers on that. So that was really cool. Last thing really to mention is that last night I created a TikTok account. I've never done it before. I've not made one yet. I'm looking forward to doing it though, and I'm having a blast kind of looking through them and stuff. My name on there is CM42TV, just like the YouTube channel and just like the Twitter handle at CM42TV. So please come follow me on there. I'll be posting funny videos on there, I guess, and maybe I won't post anything. Maybe I'll just share ones for you to watch. I don't really know how it works yet. I'm still figuring it out. I feel like an old guy. I've just turned 23 and I'm like, oh, this TikTok thing that folk are doing. It's like that bit in Still Game where they're trying to teach like young person patter. You know, you heard all this new rapper music? I have, and I like it. It's like me. You heard all this TikTok nonsense? I have, and I've started. So go check me out on TikTok. I'll try and do some funny ones on there and post them on there. That's the intention anyway. There's some very funny people out there, so I want to kind of throw my name in the hat for that anyway. So yes, TikTok, CM42TV, I'm on there. Give me a follow and like whatever I post on there, however it works. So there you go. I'll be on there a lot anyway, passing the time watching funny videos and commenting and stuff, so I don't know how that works. We can link up on TikTok. But yeah, other than that, that's me. There's a guest on Luke's channel, got a TikTok, and those magazines that I just purchased with Undertaker and Drew on the cover. All my wrestling videos will now be on the Wrestling Connection YouTube channel. Check the description box for that. And this week I'll be back with my regular amount of videos. I'm going to film a couple tonight, and I'll do some more probably on Thursday night, or maybe Friday night, I don't know. But I'll film a bunch and get them up for y'all. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and come TikTok with me on TikTok. Okay.